Y'all boys still copping rentals. Ask me what I do for a living, my motivation mental. And we do it all for the fame, glory, and precious metal. Top of the stats and a fat back in for speaking on instrumental. Please catch up if you sneeze. I could bless you if you need something special. You should squeeze in my schedule. I'm a king, I'm a legend in my field. A professional, I got things I can sell you for the cheese or the cheddar, but I don't need your drugs in my village. I got royal blood in my system. I come from a line of kings. I'm the chosen one. I'm the chosen one. I'm the chosen one. I don't need your drugs in my village. I got royal blood in my system. I come from a line of kings. I'm the chosen one. I'm the chosen one. I'm the chosen one. Yeah, follow my lead. Promise I'm taking them on to the land. Couple of ops, some can be living there where they stand. Did it with these, never gonna lose and I'm winning again. Give me my ring, champion teams, I back to back, back to back. Blasting off my education was scholastic. Threw me to the bottom, then I bounced back like elastic. Baby, I'm the new Americana. Call me Captain Got some Steve's, J's, and Rogers. There's my neighbors in my mansion. Knock on my door, bring me my concessions. I could take you through the hallways of my mental. Art up on my walls, I think it's very sentimental. Heavy metal with the jams coming from my sentimental. Got a solid team and we very, very special. Feel it in your chest. I don't fuck with death, I think I keep my hands to myself. My cells made of chemical X, pumping power in my chest. So I don't need your drugs in my village. I got royal blood in my system. I come from a line of kings. I'm the chosen one. I'm the chosen one. I'm the chosen one. I don't need your drugs in my village. I got royal blood in my system. I come from a line of kings. I'm the chosen one. I'm the chosen one. I'm the chosen one.
Son got killed today. Sad and controlling is really a shame. Somebody mom gotta live with the pain. Love is enough, he was feeling his way. Who really bought it, still back to the plate. Love is enough, he was feeling his way. Who really bought it, still back to the time to crack down, ain't now. Young is really needed, they get tracked down, shot down. Left for dead and league ain't secret. Love is enough, he was feeling his way. Who really bought it, still back to the plate. Love is enough, he was feeling his way. Who really bought it, still back to the plate. Gotta do better, who well in a ride. Really just watching our young and just slipping away. Every time they decide they gon' slide. Somebody must have been grieving so much to the point where they ain't gotta tell her to cry. You can just see all the pain in her eyes. Part of her dog is so born alive. She try to keep him away from the game. Mother was single, trying to raise up a man. Heard thousands of stories, don't keep it a band. I'm trying to support him like part of the fam. I got a son and I know that I gotta be there for him. Daddy, just keep him in line. He need his fiber around the speed life and the God of my know what he need to survive. I heard a voice in my head and it said, be the boys of the youth, I'm just speaking my mind. I seen the news and that could've been mine. My son, my city, my reds, and my wild. Early morning, mother's morning. Someone's son got killed today. Sad and controlling is really a shame. Somebody mom gotta live with the pain. Love is enough, he was feeling his way. Who really bought it, still back to the plate. Love is enough, he was feeling his way. Who really bought it, still back to this time to crack down, ain't now. Youngins really need it, they get tracked down, shot down. Left for dead and league ain't secret. Love is enough, he was feeling his way. Who really bought it, still back to the plate. Love is enough, he was feeling his way. Who really bought it, still back to the plate.
What up, though? This is not my normal setup. Hold on. I got this is not my normal setup. Hold on. Let's see. Testing. Okay. I don't know why I can't hear y'all though. Testing. No. Okay. Let me see. Oh, I see why. Oh, there we go. We got action. Guys, y'all have to please forgive me, okay? I tried and I got my moisturizer on. I couldn't get on here looking rough though. That just would not be a good look. But I had already put my moisturizer on, so it was like they gonna be seeing me shining. It's all good. Don't worry about me. Worry about the message. All right, guys. Thank you so much. If you out there or if you at work chilling, whatever you doing tonight, I'm hoping that you guys will come on with me. Shout out to my girl Quay. Quay, you might as well come on in. Let me know if you want to come in. I'm discussing I have been following the Jeffery Williams. I'm gonna call him Jeffery Williams. Guys, we need to get used to that instead of calling him Young Thug. Them days is over with. So I'm talking about the the trial and him pleading, taking a plea, and everything that happened today with that, because I've been following since day one, and so I'm invested in it. So sis, just put in the comments if you cool to come in. If not on this one, I understand. But matter of fact, I put the link in the comments in the IG. So I'm gonna put it here. Okay. So the link is in my comments on Facebook and on IG. And I want to read my post to you guys. Those who actually like follow my pages. I put it up on it's on my YouTube as well, because it's linked to this video tonight. But I'm going to read this. Let's see. I've been closely following this case and watching every trial session, and my reasons go beyond simple curiosity. As a woman who's lived through the realities of the streets and shares a similar culture and background with the men who have faced and are still facing judgment in these courtrooms, I feel a deep personal connection. Growing up, I'd always formed certain assumptions about how the system operates, but this experience has truly opened my eyes. I wanted to understand the political and legal systems, thinking maybe they were more balanced or fair than I'd imagined. But seeing the way these trials are unfolding, I realized that the system's flaws run much deeper than I initially thought. The process has exposed the truth about our so-called justice system, a system that has rarely, if ever, weighed people like us equally on its scales. Lady Justice, with her blindfold and scales, is a symbol that's supposed to represent fairness and equality under the law. But for those of us from the streets, from marginalized communities, it's clear she's never truly held us in balance. Too often, justice is a privilege rather than a right. granted to some while withheld from others based on circumstances far beyond their control. And it's infuriating to see how easily our lives, our struggles, and our stories get distorted or dismissed in courtrooms where everyone is supposed to have an equal voice. This experience has reminded me that while our voices and experiences may be marginalized, they are powerful and deserving of acknowledgement. We cannot rely on a system that was never built with us in mind. Message, please. I'm going to say this one more time. And I've been saying this. If you back in the day used to follow my blogs when I used to write and I used to talk about put the narrative. Okay, I'm going to say this again. We cannot rely on a system that was never built with us in mind to grant us justice or equity. It's a call to stay aware, to continue questioning, and to push for changes that ensure fairness isn't just an idea, but a reality. All right. So I had to start with that. And I will say this. I would not lie to you. I cried. Shout out to my IG folks, 65 Junkie. Thank you so much for joining. Jackie Cash, what up, Dole, sis? Thank you so much. We go back like 7 cans in a 6-pack. Y'all know I'm old. I still say that. And matter of fact, let me, I'm learning how to do this. So let me give an applause to everybody that's out there watching, even to all my lurkers. Here's an applause for y'all. Yay. Okay. I hope y'all could hear that. Okay, there we go. All right. So, it's still on. Hold on, child. Hold on now. Okay. I love y'all and everything, but we got to get on to the show, right? All right. Okay, guys. So, I don't know if you guys watched the trial, and what I'm going to do is this weekend I'm going to actually add the clips and go through like okay, copy and paste. You have to probably copy and paste, Trio, if you can hear me. Somebody trying to get in. Let me see. Somebody trying to get in. Let me do it again for him. Okay, Trio, if you can hear me, I hope you watching as you do this. Go copy and paste it and put it in your Gmail or email and then do it. Sometimes that's what happens. I've had a couple of guests that did that. Sorry about that. Okay, is this live on YouTube? Yes. I'm live on YouTube, and the situation that happened is was on YouTube, which I'm going to try to get to that. Let me see if I can pull up my YouTube and go through it with you guys while my guests try to come on. And if anybody want to come on, this is just impromptu for those who work overnight, who just out and about doing something and got the news about Thug and the plea. And I'm going to lie, it was amazing. Okay, it was absolutely amazing. But then at first I was nervous because he was nervous as well. You could tell. Let me see if I can pull this up. I don't do much screen sharing, but I'm gonna try tonight. Let me pull up my YouTube. But I'm going to actually do a more formal, because I want to break this down for my people from the street, because a lot of people that is that follow me know me, and they know we all come from the same walk of life. So you guys understand that this is important to this is important to me to learn, like, you know, I still got people I love locked up. You know, everybody in my family has been incarcerated. I've been to jail. So it's like just the men that has been in my life have been felons. Like, it's just, I'm just around this, but I never really understood the law, the system. As if you listen to my post, you can understand that. So actually going into a, you know, being able to see a public courtroom with someone that I'm taking interest in, because I don't listen to his music to that level. I know who he is. I do like his voice, and you know, for those that know, I rap. And I'm going to say currently too, because I still write, even if you don't hear anything. It's just a purge. But then I went back and I was like, dang, he talented. Dang, he hard, you know. And I took a lot of interest in him because I listened to Gunna more. I would listen to Gunna more than him, just because of the fact that, you know, Gunna a little softer in his approach. But you know, I tried to kind of just listen to a couple of the younger people, like Little Baby, just to hear some of they stuff. But I wasn't really into Thug like that. But there's a couple of songs that I do like that he had. Now, once I started really digging into this trial, starting from the beginning, I was like watching every trial, everything. I was like, this is crazy. This is wild. Absolutely wild on so many levels. So I think I pulled it up. Let me see if I can. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna go to, okay, I think I know what I'm doing a little bit, y'all. Just bear with me. I want to go to somebody though. Why is not letting me do that? Hold on. Okay, let me see. Listen, I'm learning, okay? Oh, there we go. Okay, so let me see. I'm gonna go to my girl. I'm not a lawyer, but there she go. I actually was watching her. Okay, we're gonna go here. See, I just took my premium off too, because I'm on a budget. I should have kept it. Hold on, let's see. Okay, so I'm going to go to the part where we gonna watch the part. I'm not even going to, let me tell you, the prosecutors, I'll just discuss that. Hopefully my guest will be in, but I'll look in as soon as I share this. We gonna go to Brian Steele, because he dismantled the prosecutor. Okay, he dismantled. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna put it here, and then I'm gonna tell y'all about this part. Let's see here. Hold on, let me move it over here. I ain't heard no sound yet, so he probably not in. Okay. If you in the chat, let me know if y'all can see this. Y'all, I'm trying to learn how to screen share. I don't do screen sharing like that, but I'm trying to learn it. Let me know if y'all can see this. Hold on. Jackie, let me know if you can see my screen share. Just say yes to me if you can. Oh, did I lose it? Oh man. Okay, there we go. Okay, so before we start, I'm going to say this. Now, Love, if you've been watching the trial, y'all already know she dirty. She been doing a lot of stuff, and a lot of people have been paying attention to her and also what's been going on, right? Okay, so a situation, now because the attorneys, thug attorneys wanted him to go to stay in trial. They did not want Jeffrey. I'm gonna call him Jeffrey. Okay. They did not want Jeffrey to actually take the plea. So when it first came on, he was kind of nervous because Brian Steele and Adams is like some of the best attorneys, and he wanted to listen to them, but he also wanted to make his decision. Hold on one second. I think he in. Shout out to my guy Trio Mag. What up, Doe?
What's up with you?
Hey, I just learned how to screen share for the first time on here. I'm so used to like getting my clips together, so I'm excited. So we're gonna go through. Did you watch Thug's trial today?
I watched the sentencing part.
Okay, so that's what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about that, but I was just kind of giving a trying to let the viewers know, people that's actually out there, real quick, giving them a little synopsis. So with Love is dirty. Love been doing a lot of dirty stuff, and they really did not have. Now the messed up part and what really made me sad, and I ain't gonna lie, I cried, because this black man never had a felony. 30 some years old, never had a record. He happened to, the record that he actually have, like what he actually was charged with, was mostly because of them raiding his home. So everybody that was in his home got charged with those charges. He didn't get charged with killing nobody, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else that took a plea before him, Nichols and Huey, they actually was on trial for murder and got off and got probation. So you already know they wanted Thug's money so bad. That's what they really wanted, because it came out. So this part that I'm on now, they wanted, because of the fact that they promised Donovan's mom, Nut, who passed away, who got murdered, they promised her that they were going to lock everybody up that had something to do with it. So of course that did not happen. She was in the courtroom today, okay, and she wanted to read a statement. I forgot what the name of the statement is called. Trill, you know what they call a statement? Some type of statement that she wanted to read. Nuts, mom.
The victim impact statement.
Okay, yes. Yeah. So she wanted to read that, and she was upset because Judge Whitaker would not allow that, because the trial is still continuing, because Shannon and Yak is deciding to go to trial. They're going to trial. So so she was upset, and that all had to do with getting Thug's money, or getting Jeffrey's money. So that's what this is all really about, because I think that she was going to try to sue. And then when you heard Love today, Love them was talking about confiscating it or seizing everything that they had they had already seized, they wanted to keep. And the judge was like, I think she denied it or something, but she was like, well, what is the list of that? So it's all about money. They were trying to drain him and take his and seize his property and take what they could take. They really had nothing on him. So what we're going to watch, Trio, real quick, is Brian actually talking to Judge Whitaker about Thug, and then I'm gonna skip it, and then I'm gonna skip some of it though, and I'm gonna go straight to Thug, and we gonna listen to what Thug got to say. Let me see if anybody out there though. Shout out. Thank you so much. Hold on, let me put my glasses on. I don't want to mess nobody's name up. Daddy Pluv. Shout out to Daddy Pluv. Thank you so much for joining on IG. Let me put my Facebook people up too in a second. I don't see no comments yet, so I think I'm good over there. All right, so we're going to go to Brian. Let's see if I can do this. Hold on.
We holding on.
Holding on. Don't get on here talking about how I'm not high tech. I'm learning.
What you know a lot. You already you what you did 2024.
I know I have been doing everything myself. Oh, okay. I think I go here. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Your girl learning some stuff right now.
Mentioned that you dismissed the murder charge against one of the co-defendants who already pled. So
not for that case, Your Honor. That was Mr. Drinks.
okay.
We have not dismissed any.
All right.
Okay, hold on.
We thought it would go all the way through trial. Was the state is saying that Rich Homie and Jeffrey Williams don't speak since the fall, and they have a bad relationship the fall of 2014. We would have shown, and we served on the state, December 15th, 2014, Jeffrey Williams in a private plane with Mr. Lamar or Rich Homie Quan, and they are high-fiving and laughing with each other. That is on audio video. There's a man who the state hasn't called yet, Mr. Martinez Arnold, also known as Duke. It's on the state's witness list. He's represented by the Honorable Ashley Merchant. He's on that plane as well. He would have identified the item, and he would have testified that Mr. Williams and Mr. Lamar were very close in December 2014. Then on December 29th of 2014, Mr. Williams, Mr. Rich Homie Quan, Mr. Arnold, others were at Brian Williams' home in Miami, Florida. There was a posting by Mr. Lamar, Rich Homie Quan, and a picture of Mr. Arnold and Mr. Lamar, and they said, Mr. Lamar says, "This is my number one man, Duke," or something to that effect. We would have put that into evidence. In addition to that, Your Honor, on December 8th, 2 days before Mr. Thomas, God forbid, was killed, Mr. Williams is with Mr. Thomas, as well as Mr. Sledge and Brian Williams in Brian Williams' tour bus outside of a fabulous entertainer, artist, Mr. Clifford Harris, T.I.'s studio. And at that time, they were very close. But you also have the detective with the gang unit, Detective Underwood. I asked her within the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks, did you do any, and she was on the gang unit the entire time, including today. And I asked her, do you have any evidence about Mr. Williams and Mr. Thomas being close friends? And she said, yes. Of course, I knew that. I said, how about in January of 2015, close to time of Mr. Thomas's death? She said, yes, they were close friends. Mr. Michael Sprinkle, he's a deputy district attorney in the Fulton County DA's office. He has a recording with Mr. Treadwell. You've heard the name O.G. Bentley. And in that, they're going through the evidence. And Mr. Treadwell, it's important because he has a child, too, actually, with Mr. Thomas's sister. So he's family. And Mr. Sprinkle states this is 2018. This is after the rental car. This is after all of the interviews of Mr. Copeland. This is after the interviews of Mr. Zachary. Mr. Sprinkle's in some of those interviews with Mr. Zachary. Mr. Sprinkle on tape, on recording, states, I do not know why anybody thinks Jeffrey Williams is involved in this killing. He and Donovan Thomas were close friends. It makes no sense to anyone. And Mr. Williams was never arrested, never charged, even in this, as the court just noted, with anything to do with Donovan Thomas's, God forbid, killing. In addition to that, Donovan Thomas has a place that he used to stay with a group of people on Auburn Avenue. Jeffrey Williams performed and did a music shoot there to try to help other people who are suffering in poverty to get out and to be able to be seen and to broadcast their music. Jeffery Williams does that for everybody because he comes, Your Honor, from the struggle of total poverty, seeing people killed. He saw his brother die right in front of him, and the law enforcement, I'm not blaming anybody, everybody's on edge, but law enforcement would not get any help for him because there are all these people around. It is just what Mr. Williams has gone through is wrong for everyone. It's not just Mr. Williams, it's that whole community, but he's trying to get people out of poverty and out of that community. I have been with Mr. Williams where we have gone to speak with children together, and he tells them, don't be a rapper. Be like Brian, be a lawyer, keep in school. He tells his children, get your education. His family, his whole being, Your Honor, is trying to break the chains of poverty for others, and it has been spun in this courtroom with false statements and allegations against Mr. Williams at every turn. In addition to that,
Sorry, I was on mute. Okay. So I just wanted y'all to see that part real quick for a reason. One being that there was a ton of stuff that, of course, the prosecutors were saying you can go back on your free time if you haven't seen it to take a look. However, of course, he was stating the truth of what was going on. Jeffrey's attorney. And then he talked about Jeffrey upbringing and him being a very nice person and giving person. And overall, when you hear Jeffrey or Young Thug, when you hear him speak, you'll hear that he has what I call hood survivor's remorse. And what that is that a lot of people that succeed from the hood feel like they got to bring everybody, regardless of the lack of character or whatever it may be, bad personalities, negative energy, people that just don't want the same things. He had hood survivor's remorse. He opened his doors to a lot of people in his home, let everybody come when they wanted to, was giving cars away as far as letting them drive them. But the mentality of the men that he was around all his life, they all came from the same humble beginnings. But some people's mentality from the humble beginnings, they just, it is what it is. They just stick more to the concrete. Whereas Jeffrey was trying to actually go to the heavens. And that's where he messed up at. And that's why they looked at him as the leader of everything and tried to dig in his pockets, because it's always going to be about money. And, everybody because if he would have pled guilty to the RICO and all that different type of stuff, there would have been a ton of lawsuits coming at him because he would have said that he was the leader. Okay. That was one of the reasons why that was off the table with his deal. So now I'm going to speed through this real quick and get to what Jeffrey got to say, because honestly, I want y'all to, if you guys are really interested in this trial, at least take a look at the plea deals that these gentlemen got and their conversations and their stories, because this is the first time that I heard their backstories and it really touched me. But we'll start with Jeffrey. So Jeffery Williams, Young Thug, he did not graduate from high school. He actually, his education is 9th grade, as far as that's the highest of his education. He only made it to the 9th grade. Okay. But this man lived the way he did and got out and is a multimillionaire and has consistently been able to make sure that he create businesses and different things like that to invest in so that he can keep money going. He doing something, and he graduated 9th grade, or didn't graduate, I don't know, but maybe dropped out, graduated, whatever, but 9th grade education. Okay, so let's hear what he got to say. Let me see if
Lay low means don't do anything. Get out of the way.
okay, because they was talking a lot, the
Holding
attorneys.
10,000 people. If that.
Mom.
Oh, there we go.
Gone through a good bit. He has been involved in a lot, but he has raised himself up. He has done the best he could and has done phenomenally well, and is, I think, an inspiration to a lot of people from that community who look to him and see the success that he has gained and have been fully supportive of him. But he finds himself here. He's in front of you. He is tendering this plea because he accepts responsibility. You have heard everything Mr. Steele has had to say. I can only ask that you follow what we have put before you. You also have, I believe, the paperwork that was given to you by the state, which kind of gives you some idea of what they were looking for as well in terms of conditions on Mr. Williams, if we were to ever reach some sort of agreement. And we ask that if you feel that there's anything within the state's proposal.
Come on, Adam. So now I'm ready to hear him.
I am a good guy, and
okay,
I really got a good heart. You know, I find myself in a lot of stuff because I was just nice or cool, you know, and I understand that you can't be that way when you reach a certain height because it could end bad, and it don't really have to have nothing to do with you, but it could end bad and it could, you know, fall on you. And I know the choice is yours, it's up to you, and I hope that you allow me to go home today and just trust in me to just do the right thing and never see you again unless it's at a, you know, bar in the future or something. Just
he did not say a bar though.
I won't ever be in this type of situation again. I'm going away. I've learned from my mistakes. You know, I come from nothing and I've made something and I didn't take full advantage of it. I'm sorry. Through these last 2.5 years of my life, you are really, truly, honestly, the best thing that has happened to me because you made everything fair for me and everybody involved on both.
Let me stop it. Y'all see how you could tell he was about to choke up and cry, man. And this is why sometimes just watching this type of stuff and seeing how people he need to go to trial. He need to go to trial. This man is tired. He is ready for this to be over, and he did what he did. So that means now he's a felon for no reason, though, because he had a clean record and he could have just washed away everything else because it was so many other people in the house with him for the other charges that he really had, which was drugs and guns. He had nothing else. And it wasn't even like those charges wasn't even to that capacity. Unfortunately, he took the plea deal. So, you know, now he's a felon. And this is what's sad about our system. And I just had to stop so y'all can understand what, you know, what's about to happen next.
Both sides, you know. I'm sorry to the sheriff, you know, everybody for just having to put extra time in. I know y'all got paid more money, but I'm sorry for y'all having to put this extra time in to be away from y'all family, you know, and I just hope that you find it in your heart to allow me to go home and be with my family and just do better as a person. I know what I bring to the table. I know what I am. I know the heights I've reached. I know the impact I got on people, period, in the community, you know, all people. I learned that late, like these past 2 or 3 years of my life, I kind of learned that late, and maybe it was because I was, probably on drugs or anything. I don't know, but I have came to my senses. And I understand what I mean to this world, but I am a good guy. I don't mind doing stuff like, free shows, and I always did that. I did free shows and gave it to single parents, millions of dollars. I made $1.8 million on a free show, and I gave it all to single parent charity. And I did like 2 or 3 shows that made like $700,000 a piece, and I gave it to the breast cancer organization. Like, I do things. I put millions of dollars back into my community for real. I really did. I did more than anybody ever did from my side, But I understand, rap lyrics. I understand how it could be twisted. I understand what it could do to the mind of people. I understand all that, and I promise you, I'm 100% changing that. It's just, I'm older, I'm grown now, and it's just like, I'm smarter. It's more things to rap about. Like, I've experienced a lot of good things. I experienced more bad things, but I experienced a lot of good things too. And anyway, I can go forever.
Well, I appreciate it. And I appreciate that you do realize how much of an impact you have on people. I mean, it's past your neighborhood. It's worldwide, especially young people. And having come up from where you came up from and living in and around that, that gangs are damaging to our community. And it may be that a whole lot of rap music and the rap industry is, I mean, honestly, it sounds like a modern day version of kind of WWE wrestling that used to be on television, where people would just get up and posture and act like they hated each other. And it may be that that's a lot of what is going on in the music industry with rap. But whether it is fake or not, it has tremendous impact on kids and young people who think, this is cool, this is what I want to do. Look at him, he's a millionaire. I can do that by being, a gangster in the streets. And that's not true. What you're likely to have happen to you if you're a gangster in the streets is you get shot, you get killed, or you get thrown in prison. And those are, by far the most likely outcomes. And, you've been in here watching the trial, and you've seen the pictures of Mr. Ryan posing with a gun as big as he is at 15 years old and going out and shooting and killing another teenager. And that's what gangs do. And that's unfortunately a lot of what rap music does. And if you are a modern day John Lennon, he might have rapped too in this day and age. I don't know. But I know you're talented. And even if you choose to continue to rap, you need to try to use your influence to let kids know that that is not the way to go, and that there are ways out of poverty besides hooking up with the powerful guy at the end of the street selling drugs. And, I know that happens for protection sometimes, but a much better way would be getting an education and hanging around with people who set a good example.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it right here real quick. I want to kind of look at and see if anybody is responding to anything. Shout out to IG, and yes, Jackie Cash, it's said because I forgot, yes, you are in Atlanta. Georgia law is crazy. They can know the truth and still go after you like you're guilty. They railroaded my son and had the true perpetrators on video. Oh my goodness. But one of the guys has the same middle name as my son, and they went off that. Lazy. They don't even want to do no work. And unfortunately that suck in Georgia is bad. Always have been. Actually, I got locked up in Georgia before and it wasn't my fault. I was an activist then. That's a long story. But at the end of the day, that sucks. And I hope that, things went well. I would sue them if you could. I stopped it on some of what Paige Whitaker was saying. And I hope that you guys understand. And I hope that some of the people that's in the chat can relate, because you have to remember, people that don't come from the trenches don't understand the trenches. Miss Paige Whitaker, Judge Paige Whitaker may not have ever had a black friend. You already know she ain't had a hood one. Okay. So it's easy. It is so easy for people to always spew out, hang with people that is trying to do something, hang with people that have a good education. Don't look at the corner boys at the store and try to do what they doing. It is so easy for someone that lives in a bubble and does not live in the trenches to say that all day long. And I'm not taking nothing against her. And I'm gonna be honest, I really wasn't feeling her. I wasn't feeling Glanville. I wasn't feeling Whitaker. I just think that she lacks empathy. And she's just going with the flow with everything. But I do believe that after she actually listened to the full scope of everything that Brian Steele had to say tonight, when he was going off about the prosecutors hiding evidence, because since they're not going to a full trial, that's why he was so upset, and he wanted to take it to trial, him and Adams, because they had all of this stuff on the prosecutors under their belt. But it's also about what their client wants, and they not the ones sleeping on a cot at night, coming from a $1 million mansion to sleeping on a cot and eating processed food. So they understood he was ready to go home. But and I get, she's telling him right, but give us funding for community centers and different things. They took everything away. They took in all of the hoods. I have lived in like maybe four or five states. And I always do community work in every state I've worked that I've ever relocated to. And one of the biggest things that I see in all of them is that the community centers are dying. If the schools are dying, the community centers are dying. So start funding or start giving funding to nonprofits who's really trying to get out there, especially these activists that's been on the front line that can't get funding and can't get support from some of these successful artists. That's one thing that Young Thug was saying that he does that a lot of people in his community does not do. They don't give back the way that he is talking about $1 million to charity and 700,000 to breast cancer awareness and all of the different things like that. That's what's important. That's why I'm looking at this full trial. I looked at this full trial and I seen a lot of discrepancies, a lot of different things, and just it sucks. But yes, on the outside looking in, she's definitely correct. We need to surround ourselves with better people. But what about when you haven't had a good upbringing and you, like little Rod, 11 years old, don't have a mother and father that's instilling anything into you, or maybe don't even have a father in the home, and your source of family is that gang. Y'all eating together, y'all going to get a loaf of bread and peanut butter and jelly together, and cutting up sandwiches and talking and shooting the breeze. You know what I'm saying? And starting a connection. And now, because of ego, which is a male dominated thing. Men are really known for driving, like men are really known for ego. So of course they got to keep up with their friends. Now they got to go do bad, even if in their heart they don't want to. So community centers, we need those back in all of the different cities and states. They're dying. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Y'all know, if y'all follow me, y'all already know I be ranting. Okay, Facebook, I see somebody liking. Okay, shout out to Harry Bullock Jr. Shout out to Stu. Thank you so much. Shout out to my girl Quay. I appreciate y'all once again. Shout out to my brother Mark Johnson, that he must be burning the midnight oil tonight. Thank you guys. I appreciate y'all. 65 Junkie. Okay, so we gonna go back and finish off because this is the end. This is where the sentencing comes. And keep in mind, when y'all listen to the sentencing, keep in mind that this man, and this is a rare breed in this community, did not have a record. And that is why Brian Steele and Adams was so upset, because they wanted him to keep a clean record. They wanted to make sure that he walked out, because they care about that man that much. They wanted to make sure he walked out with a clean record. Okay, but let's finish. Okay, let's see here. Oh, what did I just do? Hold on. Y'all know I hold on, guys. I hope y'all cannot hear what I'm saying right now.
And you be one of those people that sets a good example. I mean, all right, so that's my high horse on that. I could also go on. But I want you to try to be more of the solution and less of the problem. All right. All right. So it is not lost on the court that the state, had they been able to come to agreement on certain special conditions, was willing to entirely dismiss the RICO count, was willing to entirely dismiss one of the gang counts, and was willing to entirely dismiss this, machine gun count. Was willing to give a sentence that permitted Mr. Williams to walk out of the door today, and therefore does not seem to be particularly worried that Mr. Williams, if on the streets, would be a danger to society. I'm taking that into consideration and crafting my sentence. And in permitting a NOLO plea to the RICO count and one of the two gang counts, I would not be permitting the NOLO to the one if you were not pleading guilty to at least one of them. But you are, and y'all admit a factual basis for the counts that you are pleading guilty to. I find there to be a factual basis for those counts, and for the remaining counts with which you are charged, I am going to impose a sentence, and I've taken a little bit of the suggested special conditions from the defense and a little bit of the special conditions suggested by the prosecution. On count one, the court sentence is 20 years to serve 5 years, commuted to time served, the balance of 15 years to be probated, and a $25,000 fine. On count two, the sentence is 5 years to serve, commuted to time served. That's the minimum sentence that's permitted on that count. It is required to be run consecutively. I'm going to run it consecutive to count one, but I am going to backload Oh, I'm sorry, that is not commuted. That is 5 years to serve, and it's going to be run consecutively to count one, backloaded, by which I mean after you serve your 15 years of probation, if you have been successful on that probation, and I sincerely hope that you are, then at the end of that 15 years, I will commute the entire rest of any service portion of your sentence to time served. So I'll get to the end of it and give you the total sentence, but I'm also going to impose a $15,000 fine with regard to that count. Count 57, 20 years to serve 5, commuted to time served, the balance of 15 years probated, concurrent with count 1. Count 58, 10 years to serve 5, commuted to time served, balance probated, concurrent with count 1. 59, 5 years to serve, commuted to time served, concurrent with count 1. 60, 5 years to serve, commuted to time served, concurrent with count 1. Count 61, 5 years to serve, that is required to be also a consecutive sentence, so that's going to be run consecutively to count 56 and backloaded. Count 62, 10 years to serve, also required to be served consecutively, that's going to be consecutive to count 61, also backloaded. So essentially, the total sentence is 40 years to serve the first 5 years in prison, but commuted to the time that you have already served, followed by 15 years on probation, followed then by the backloaded 20 years, which can be served in custody and will be served in custody if you are not successful on your probation. If you are successful in completing your 15 years probation, that will be commuted to time served. You are to remain on reporting status for the first half of your probation, active reporting for the first 7.5 years of your probation, and that is pursuant to OCGA 17-10-1, subsection 2, A2A. And Mr. Steele and Mr. Adams, in order to keep him on reporting status, there needs to be good cause shown. We all concede that good cause is shown here?
Stipulate.
All right, I appreciate that. Special conditions of your probation.
What good cause? What do you mean?
Can I have a second, Your Honor?
Sure.
Let the judge. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Going home.
You had enough time to talk with your attorneys?
Yes.
Okay. All right, special conditions of your probation. After 48 hours from your release, you are to stay away from the metro Atlanta area, and that's defined by the U.S. Census Bureau. It may change, but you can look that up anytime to figure out what that is. For the first 10 years of your probation, subject to the following exceptions, you are permitted to be in the metro Atlanta area to attend any wedding, funeral, or graduation from high school, college, or graduate school of any of your immediate family members. And immediate family members is defined the same way that you all were contemplating it when you were negotiating. You can get here up to 24 hours prior to any such event, and you need to leave within 48 hours after any such event. In addition, during each year of your probation, I'm going to require that you come to the metro Atlanta area and make a live anti-gang and anti-gun violence presentation 4 times a year, each year of your probation, at a grade school, a middle school, a boys or girls club, anything like that, that type of group. And if you want to, that presentation can include a benefit concert, and these presentations may count towards your required community service hours, which I'm going to impose, that during each year of your probation, you perform 100 hours of community service. You are, and this is required by the fact that there's a gang conviction. You shall not knowingly have contact of any kind or character with any other member or associate of any criminal street gang. Exception to that, if your brother is a member of any street gang, I hope you talk him into getting out of it. Quantavious Greer, and then also Sergio Kitchens, as long as you are contractually obligated to him. That is going to include anybody who is named in this indictment, except as absolutely necessary to conduct the lawful business of your musical career, and to any extent that the state is not agreeing to the exception for Mr. Kitchens. In the event that that part is not enforceable because it is only a portion of a special condition, going to provide that that be severable from the rest of this, and I'll put some case sites in the Senate sheet for that. You are in no way to promote any criminal street gang or any criminal street gang activity, including on any social media platform. You are not to utilize any hand signs, terminology, or language that promotes any criminal street gang. You are not to participate in any criminal street gang activity. You are not to knowingly engage in any contact with any of the victims that are listed in this indictment or with any of their family members. And you may not have in your possession or with the arm's reach any kind of a firearm because you're going to be a convicted felon. And that is, except I know that you have security and you need security. You can be within arm's reach of a firearm that is in the possession of either licensed law enforcement or licensed security personnel that are in your security detail or anybody that you're performing with. You are to submit to random drug screens and not use any drugs unless they are prescribed for you by a licensed physician. You are to execute a Fourth Amendment waiver that will permit the search of your person, residence, vehicles, and electronics for any firearms, any criminal street gang paraphernalia, or any illicit drugs. And as I mentioned, with regard to one of the first of your co-defendants from this trial, at least since I've been involved, to plead guilty, our Uniform Superior Court rules instruct and provide that it is absolutely proper for a judge to grant leniency in sentencing when, quote, the interests of the public in the effective administration of criminal justice are served, unquote. And I think that this plea is in the interest of the public and in the interest of effective administration of justice. Have been trying to ensure that, to the extent I can, this trial also abides by that. It's been challenging at certain times. I find your plea to be freely, knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily entered with an understanding of the consequences, and I accept it as such. I also need to inform you that your attorneys were going to represent you through either the last day of this term of court or 30 days from now, whichever is later, and any of the filings that were mentioned that need to be filed within that time, they would file on your behalf unless they are permitted to withdraw from representing you before that time. I am not going to impose the conditions suggested by your counsel about the benefit concerts and the donations to the sheriff's office, but I certainly strongly encourage you to do those things and to do and continue to do things that benefit your community and especially help young people to stay out of criminal trouble. And unless there is anything from counsel other than that.
I have one matter, Your Honor.
Okay, and does the state as well?
Yeah.
You all always, you know,
Your
Love
Honor,
has something to say.
With regards to Mr. Williams being permitted to come to the Metro Atlanta area
Yes.
or Cleveland Avenue area for funeral or the other items,
Right.
can you also consider, God forbid, there's a serious medical condition of a person That
In
is,
his immediate family,
yeah.
certainly, we can add that. And I also meant to mention, because I know you do travel all over in order to pursue your career, that it's permissible for your probation to be transferred to out of state, and that has to be done through probation, but that is fine with the court. And you may also keep your, nobody's mentioned it, but keep your passport and travel out of state and internationally to the extent that you need to do that for business purposes as well. All right, Mr. Vadi.
Yes, that's very briefly. Thank you. The district attorney just wanted me to urge the court, due to the fact that the Thomases have been negatively affected incredibly traumatically by what has been discussed by both parties here today, to make a brief statement as she believes that they fall within the exception or within the bounds of Marcy's law. If the court would allow, I understand the court made a ruling earlier as it relates to that, but she wants
All right, thank you. And I appreciate, well, I cannot even begin to understand what they must, anybody must be going through when they lose a family member to violence or criminal violence. Mr. Williams himself has expressed his own sorrow to the family. I, again, am going to stand by my belief that the appropriate time to hear a victim impact statement from them is at the close of the trial that contains the murder count with regard to their family member. All right, thank you. Okay, court is adjourned. Good luck to you. And I'm going to have there better be no violations, but if there are any, you're coming back to see me.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hey,
Y'all, he is going home today. He is going home today.
But since the offers for Mr. Kendrick and Mr. Silva are expiring today, we can look off the record.
Let's take a recess and I'll be back.
She said since the pleas to Diamante and Shannon are expiring today, we want to put that on the record. Judge just said, let's take a recess. So maybe they'll be back. It sounds like they will, because if that's going to go on the record, we'll be able to see it. But what just happened is that Thug is going home. He was sentenced to 40 years, commuted basically to time served. She basically said, time served, you will have 15 years of probation, and then there's a 5 years backloaded. Okay, there's a 5 years to serve in jail that's backloaded. So as long as he completes his probation with no violation.
Hey there, Young Thug trial watchers. This is a law and crime.
As long as he completes his probation with no violations, she says she will do away with that 5 years. He never has to come back again as long as he does right. She just let that man go home. Yes, it sounds like she did accept the house arrest. So the first 3 years, that was a recommendation from his team, which is that he would have house arrest for the first 3 years and an ankle monitor. But if you notice, she obviously recognizes his career, his job. And so all of the traveling that he does to perform is allowed. She allowed him to still perform and do what he needs to do to make money. He just cannot be hanging around Cleveland Avenue. He cannot be hanging around the Metro Atlanta area. He has to go about his business. He can be in Georgia. He cannot be around what the census says is the Metro Atlanta area. Other than that, he is going home, you guys. 154 days. I have been covering this dang on, that's just from day one of testimony. Brian Steele said, I don't even think we should be doing this because he said, I enjoy coming to court. Why would that man say, I enjoy this? I told him, I don't think you should take this plea. Brian Steele was ready to do his case. He said, you gonna quit already? I still got stuff to say. He gets to go home. I know I had some super chats in here, so I want to get to them. I am just, how do y'all feel? Okay, I did emojis earlier. I'm loud. I have energy. If you're new to
Okay. So that was it with that, guys. And I hope y'all did not hear my Spotify go off for some reason. But you know what? Let me show now. She just told you the judge allowed him to go home, and the reason being, I think, is when she looked at Love them and was like, okay, so evidently he is not a danger to society, because you guys, if he would have taken the special conditions plea deal that y'all wanted him to take, y'all would have allowed him to walk today. So Love messed up. Oh, I'm so glad too. And and one of the reasons why, because we know, I mean, honestly, I don't know how y'all feel right now, but I'm not tired yet. I kind of want to, I'm going to since I'm still on here, I'm going to show y'all what his counts is, because she had the screen up and she showed everything, so y'all can see that he was going to walk regardless. If he went to trial, he was going to walk. I just feel like he wouldn't have had a felony, but that means that's 3 months. He would have had to sit for another 3 months, and he wasn't willing to do that. But this right here, y'all, I'm learning stuff. I done learned how to screen share. Oh, we in this thing. We gonna be really on here now. Okay, so we're gonna go to.
So from here, right? So he has some gang charges.
Okay, let's see who this is she talking about.
So from here, right? So he has some gang charges. Those are controlled substances, possession of a firearm, machine gun, possession of a firearm by convicted felon, possession. So he really has the death of Donovan Thomas, and then some possession and gang charges. That is what Diamante Kendrick, those are his charges. Obviously, like we've said, he has rejected the latest plea. So he wants to take it to trial.
And also Diamante, Kendrick's, wait, I just know him by Shannon and Yak. That's what I'm gonna say. So Shannon and Yak, even though they decided to go to trial, they can always negotiate another plea. And what this did, to my knowledge, and what I think, after watching this trial and seeing how connected all of the attorneys are, and how they are connected to each other's defendants, you can just see like they created an extreme bond. I think that they went to the round table as a whole and created a strategy, because they only really wanted Jeffery Williams. That's who they wanted. That's why they allowed these men who they said unalived somebody. They allowed people that actually had murder on their rap sheet to come home with probation. Okay? So, but this man ain't had none of that, right? All right. So now that he just got his, plea, and it worked in his favor, they don't really want nobody else. I think they're going to start really negotiating successful plea deals now with everybody else. They're going to go back to the table with Shannon and with Yak. And unfortunately, I think both of them is still, they still got them, unaliving on their rap sheet. But because of the fact that they just let Nichols and Yui out, that also had similar situations, I really do feel like they're just waiting for a better deal. But it's still other men that is locked up too, that was a part of the RICO. but I don't know. That's crazy, but okay.
And then Shannon Stillwell. Let me check the link. Okay, we're still good. Shannon Stillwell, his charges, he has the death of Donovan Thomas. He also has Shymel Drinks, that second murder that's on this. He has both of those for sure. And then how come I don't know my alphabet right now. Okay, so he has 49 through 54 without 53 and then 64. So number 2 for sure is Donovan Thomas. I think number 49 is Shymel Drinks. And then let's go to it though. So 49 is Shymel Drinks. He has criminal street gang, possession. I think we said not to 54. And then he has more possession. So he has the 2 murders on Shannon Stillwell. And like I said, it's being reported that he has, as of now, has rejected those plea deals and is saying, let's go to court. So that leaves Jeffery Williams. Let me put up X as well, just because that can give us, let me make sure I have the right one up, and I do. All right. So we are waiting. We are about 8 minutes away from what they're saying, and of course, everything's loose. It's never like right after.
Oh, I thought she was going to show his. Okay, so yeah, guys, that was it. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I kind of wanted to listen. I was going to show y'all Nichols and Huey when they did their plea. I was going to go to that, but let me see how the chat looking first, see if everybody's still alive up in here. All right, if you guys want me to continue and show y'all Nichols and Huey and show y'all their just a little brief on kind of like the same setup as Young Thug, let me know. Put one in the chat, and then I done learned how to screen share. Now it's over with. This is about to make my job easier when I just want to do impromptu things, because sometimes I just be having thoughts, and I'll be like, where my people at? Where my people that's working late, that's working and lurking, my working and lurking people. Or people that have insomnia. Shout out to my girl Talena Lee in the building. Thank you so much for joining. And guys, if y'all want to come in with me, that's fine. I think what Trill must have got cold feet. I don't know what happened with Trill. Trill was in here for 2 minutes. I guess he was like, she don't know what she doing. Let me get out of here. All right, guys, let's see. Okay, well, there's no response, so I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys once again. I totally appreciate you guys. Before we get out of here, please support my boy Phil Durrell. I'm going to show one of his videos. He is a dope MC. This is inspirational Christian Christian artist, and but like his music and the way that it is, it just touches it touches anybody universally. This is one of the newer videos that I'm showing right now called Enough is Enough. So I'm going to leave out with that and show him some love. But I totally appreciate all of y'all. I'm going to say y'all name once again before I get out of here. Thank you once again, 65 Junkie, my girl Jackie Cash, Daddy Plug, my brother Markayla, Talena, Quay, Talena, Quay, Stu, Harry, Bullock, thank you. I appreciate all of y'all tonight, and love y'all and mean it. Y'all have a good one. Later. Bye.
my son got killed today. Side of control and it's really a shame. Somebody mom gotta live with the pain. Love is enough, he was feeling his way. Who really bought it, still back to the plate. Love is enough, he was feeling his way. Who really bought it, still back to the time to crack down, ain't now. Young is really needed, they get tracked down, shot down. Left for dead and league is eager. Love is enough, he was feeling his way. Who really bought it, still back to the plate. Love is enough, he was feeling his way. Who really bought it, still back to the plate. Gotta do better, who well in a ride. Really just watching our young and just slipping away. Every time they decide to go slide. Somebody must have been grieving so much to the point where they ain't gotta tell her to cry. You can just see all the pain in her eyes. Part of it died cause we're born alive. She tried to keep him away from the game. Mother was single, trying to raise up a man. Heard thousands of stories, don't keep it a band. I'm trying to support him like part of the fam. I got a son and I know that I gotta be there for him, there to just keep him in line. He need his fiber around the speed life and the God of my know, but he need to survive. I heard a voice in my head and it said, be the voice of the youth, I'm just speaking my mind. I seen the news and that could have been mine. My son, my city, my ribs, and my wild. Early morning, mother's morning.